Movie Blab. We're coming at you guys. Ooh, 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 ooh. Gather round, for we have movie news. That's what I'm talking about. We're coming. It's happening. The news. It can't be delayed. Do, 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 do.
Quick plug, I'm Mike LaFontaine, owner and founder of High Class Management. Whoop.
Here we come, y'all.
Constant companion.
It's happening.
Let's start right out.
What happened?
What happened?
That's right.
As you know, back in 1970,
Almost 70 more.
what happened? And every time something would go wrong, I would look at the camera and say,
Just gotta share it to your page, you know?
Oh,
Share
yeah.
it to your page before you go live. That's what I'm doing.
I got a real red
I got a real
wagon.
wet wagon.
And,
Share
I
now.
can't do my work.
I can't do my
And I
work.
believe I was the first one to use the phrase, I
Don't
don't
think so.
But it only lasted a year, and that's good because that's how you establish a cult. So I was on stage doing all my shtick, you know, hey, what happened? I can't do my work. And if someone would heckle me, and then they'd say, are you going to be on stage all night? I would say, that's right. And that'd crack up the audience. But I noticed the
All
guy
right,
sitting down
now.
I
I can't do my work.
So I turned to the lady next to me. Would you hold your mirror up in front of his nose to see if he's still breathing? To see, in fact, if there's a reflection. So he started to smile. After the show, I go
What up,
down-
y'all? I'm in the
His
comments.
name is George Mitchell. He had been with a group called the Main
Are you in the
Street
comments? 'Cause
Singers.
it's time to
I
go.
was never into folk
Oh, yeah.
Worked some bills with some folks. You know, put him in the cell with a long hose on him.
Put him in the cell with a long hose on him. Put him in the cell with a long hose on him.
He's gonna have a lot of friends in the shower room. Folk audiences hated that joke. But I said to George, I said, seriously, you put up some great numbers. If you reform your group, I can send you out on the Starfish cruise lines. Together we can make a fortune and you will have a ball.
I'm
They used to
literally
go out,
losing it.
come back.
Here we go.
They had a great time. Except a couple of cruises, dysentery broke out on the ship. I was not there.
I love this so much
You do
and I
not
can't
wanna
stop
be on a
it.
cruise ship when dysentery breaks out.
I can't get it to
It's
stop.
just- it's
Wait.
just going. Oh.
I got it.
Will you be
I
coming
can
out
get this.
soon?
I can
And
figure
here,
this out.
I
don't think so. I think that was it. Guys, welcome to Movie Blab. It's time for some movie news. I'm here with Lucia Wilson. Lucia, how are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. It is great, as always, to have you on the Blab, and movie news is a great kind of thing for us to do together because we love keeping up with current events, don't we, Lucy?
Oh my gosh, 100%. Current events all the way. What's the new hashtag? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's
Me
it's
neither.
Movie
We're
Blab.
gonna-
Hashtag Movie Blab. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yes, I love it.
You could tweet us that way, or if you like, you can check out our hotline. We are now accepting callers during the live show, which is right now, 908-679-9940. For those of you just tuning in, my name is Andrew Edison, and you're watching Movie Blab, guys. It's going to be a good one. Here's a little intro. Hey, everybody, I'm Andrew Edison, and you're tuned in to Movie Blab.
The clock has started.
The clock has started.
What's up, everybody? It's time for Movie Blab with Lucia Wilson. We're going to cover some of the top stories in movie news. You're going to love it, guys. Tune in and don't miss out because it's happening to you right now. Movie Blab.
Welcome to this podcast. Spread the word.
Spread the word, Lucia.
Oh, it's
You
shared.
do.
Yes.
You do spread the
yes.
word.
I love
Lucia,
it.
you're not only an amazing correspondent here on the Blab. You're also seem to be one of its greatest fans.
You know, I'm a certified top fan on Facebook.
I know
actually.
you earned that status. We have
Yeah.
some new ones this week, actually.
Really? Okay. How many top fans do we have?
I don't know. I know Conrad became a top fan. I saw that. I bet there are some others. I would love to shout them out. But we have so much news.
I mean, there's
know?
a lot to talk about today. Yeah, a lot happened.
It's a lot of news.
Let's get started. Let's get into it.
I think we should. I wish I had my news music, but I think I'm just gonna go with something funky. Oh, this is how we do our serious news stories.
It's Thursday. We're getting into the weekend. Let's get funky.
It's the weekend.
Basically.
It's the weekend, guys. Don't worry. That's right, guys. It's time for some news. We selected some top stories from what's just happened recently from some of our favorite websites. So we're going to kind of take a browse. We're going to kind of peruse the news, if you will. And we'd love for you to join us, as always, here on the Blab. The hotline is officially open right meow. So we do want to hear from you about any of these stories.
We'll take questions. It'll be great.
You can ask me anything, and I will answer it as honestly as I feel comfortable.
Okay, you heard it here first, ladies and gents. Anything.
You can AMA. The number, again, is right here on the bottom of your screen. Do. I love Movie Blab, says Lucia Wilson. Me too, Luce. Okay, let's put away the comments so I don't get sad. Here's that. Okay, and we're well and live. All right, Luce, let's get to it. What is the top story for today?
Oh my gosh, what is our top story? I feel like
I
there's so
found the
many
news
top
theme.
stories.
I found the news theme.
Okay.
That's right, guys. It's time for Movie News Blab with Andrew Edison and Lucia Wilson. Have we had enough introductions in the show yet? I don't think so. All right. Ooh, giant hand.
Yes,
Let's get to it, Lucia. Here's a top story right here. We've got. Let's get straight into this whole thing. HBO Max. Okay. For those of you who love HBO, it might be very confusing to you because we have this new thing coming out called HBO Max. Lucia, what do you understand about this?
Well, I've actually had to go through learning about this before HBO Max was even a thing.
Yeah.
Because if you have HBO Now versus HBO Go, they are different things. They're not connected.
I thought I'd get everything. I thought I'd get everything.
I know. You think you do, but HBO Go is the app for people who pay for cable and also want to use the app. So I use my dad's cable account, and that is how I get access to HBO Go. At another point in my life, I was able to pay for my own HBO, and so I had HBO Now. And so that's how you can kind of tell a difference between the two.
Okay, but now we have Max.
HBO Max. I know this is HBO's response to Disney Plus, which I definitely got right when they came out with it.
Yes.
And I will say that aside from The Simpsons and a few fun movies, I'm not on Disney Plus that much. So I'm really excited to see what HBO Max is going to offer the people, because it does seem like they have a few stronger offerings for people that are older than 13 years old.
Yeah. HBO put out a video. HBO put out a video where they're trying to explain the difference here using some diagrams.
I love it. I mean, the people need it. And I think I did read something that says that if you have HBO Go or Now, you will have access to HBO Max. I don't know if that's guaranteed, but I do think even though it's a separate streaming entity, I do think it is going to be included in those current HBO subscriptions. Don't hold me to it. I'm not an HBO rep, so I don't know. Sorry, I'll move. My hands will stop being there.
Don't worry about it. And
cool.
It's going to be great. We're doing great. And the news is pretty interesting, I got to say. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they differentiate, because they're basically running the same model. I guess they're losing people, and they're finally at that point where they're losing people from cable to
and HBO Now and Go have the same offerings. It just depends on which way you decide to have it. Yeah. But like if you've ever had HBO before, they have a very specific amount of movies, and that's all they have, and their TV shows, and that's pretty much it. And then they like rotate it out every few months. But I think with HBO Max, it's going to be they're buying up pretty much as many rights as they can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they
instead
super
of
rich.
curating.
Oh,
Exactly.
all right. That makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you've got all the Lord of the Rings, Doctor Who,
Harry Potter, that's going to be a big get for them. I thought that they were going to that Harry Potter was actually going to be on Disney Plus, but yeah, there's some big stuff. TV shows. People are excited about Friends, which was recently taken off of Netflix.
They're bringing it back. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna get this. We're hopefully I already have it, but I'm gonna get this. One way or another.
And they're actually charging twice as much as almost twice as much as Disney Plus. But I think that just considering what they're offering, I do think it's going to be worth it. Like they're having, like you see the Gone with the Wind. There's lots of just classics that are going to be accessible, whereas Disney's classics are really focused on the, kiddo movies they've been making.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Disney Plus right now.
Yeah, they have every Simpsons, and I love that.
That's cool.
I watch Disney Plus all the time because of that.
Yes.
But other than that, it has been hard. Like I can't really justify it other than that.
And then, I mean, Apple TV is just ridiculously bad.
Sure. I actually wasn't going to pay for it, and I didn't pay for it. But with my new phone, I got a year of Apple TV.
Yeah, I haven't been looking at it barely at all. Have you?
No, I added some stuff to my watch list, but I'm still not. It's not like I still went to The Simpsons instead of watching this stuff.
It's literally your Simpsons app. Well, and that's kind of worth it. I mean, eventually, it just depends on how much. It would cost a lot to buy every season of The Simpsons, so it's sort of worth the Simpsons subscription. Plus, you get all the Disney movies if you're ever feeling that. But I found
exactly
that was sort of the exciting part at the beginning,
Yes, for sure. All those movies that were in the vault are coming out. And I mean, when I was a kid and the VHSs were going away, I definitely can that feeling came back when Disney Plus came back. But actually watching them again is not really something I spend my time doing.
Yeah, I think that about covers it. It seems like they're gonna have a lot of cool stuff, though. I mean, including like I thought I saw the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on there too.
Oh yeah, I think HBO Max is really going to have a lot of what the people want.
Wow. And you know what? All we want is what we want, right?
And do we even know what we want? No. You have to tell us, HBO Max.
Tell us what we want, HBO. You're a staple. So why don't we get to some John Wick news? What do you say?
Yeah, we found a couple of articles about John Wick today.
There's a lot going on with John Wick. That's right, guys. It's movie news. Our next breaking story. John Wick's original title was changed from Scorn after Keanu Reeves kept getting it wrong.
That is so funny.
So his name was Scorn Wick?
Maybe.
Or was his name just
John Scorn?
Oh, so it's John Wick instead of Scorn. His name was just going to be Scorn.
Oh, man.
I'm so glad
John
they
Wick's
changed
a better
it.
name. Yeah, absolutely. That makes me think of the Michael Scarn action movie that they made in The Office.
The Office predicted it.
Yeah, basically.
John Scarn. My name is Scorn. I'm Scorn.
Yeah, I can see him not pronouncing it the same every time.
Yeah, I think I wonder how long it took them to stop doing that. I hope it was rehearsal.
Yeah, maybe it was just table reads.
Or maybe it was like they redubbed the entire first one.
Maybe.
All the actors who said his name over and over again in the movie. No, John Wick. That's whoever changed that is brilliant.
Yeah, I think that has a lasting power that even when it first came out, we didn't anticipate.
The fourth installment delayed for a year.
I mean, at this point, yeah. I mean, I think we can probably assume that almost everything's going to be delayed a year. Oh, we've got a question in the comments.
Oh, a question in the comments.
We do. Would you like me to read it?
I would love for you to read it. Is it you?
So it's not me. It's actually
great.
from Sherrod.
Oh, Sherrod Patel.
Yes. Are other Degrassi cast members jealous of Drake? And I wanted to touch on Degrassi at the end of the show, but Sherrod, since you're here, let's talk about it. I do want to say that I think that the majority of the cast and crew are pretty excited for him. They worked with him for 7 years, and just in 2018, they reunited for the I'm Upset music video, which they actually filmed on set at Degrassi High, and had a lot of people, even people that died, come back, and it was fun.
Song, you have 27 more seconds. Come on.
I do. Okay. Let's see. There were a couple that didn't show up, but one of them was one of the kids that got stabbed in the parking lot, and I feel like it makes sense he didn't show up. But the guy that shot Jimmy, Drake, did show up, and then his entourage actually chased him down. So that was a really fun moment. Maybe we can watch the I'm Upset music video on MovieBlab one day.
Okay. You want to?
I mean, sure. It's great.
Let's get to our next story, and maybe we'll get back to Degrassi at the end. Are there any new comments from Sherrod about
nope,
that?
that's
all
it.
right, let's move to our next story. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, that's
We're still talking about John Wick?
Yeah, let's keep the John Wick going. What was the other? Oh, here it is. John Wick directors were ordered not to kill the dog, but did it anyway. In development, of course, and not in real. I mean, that headline is a little. I had to read it twice.
Yeah, I know. That's funny.
Well, we're done shooting. Might as well kill it for real. Like, what?
Yeah, I was talking about this with my husband, and I really think that if they hadn't killed the dog, it wouldn't be as important of a movie.
It would be
and
just
his motivations.
And they did it
exactly
as nuanced as possible. It felt like they made us feel it, but they didn't like. I mean, it's bad, but yeah. It's the edge
awful.
of the film. It's part of and it sustained that one dog, that cute, adorable dog on this screen right here.
Yes,
look on the
and
laptop.
it gives you the same. It gives you the same. You would do the same thing for your dog. I mean, I would.
Yeah, that's from Movie
if
Web.
I was a trained assassin. Yeah.
Not MovieBlab, Movie Web.
Movie Web.
I think that's it. Yeah. Let's see. It says, I think that they wanted to do it right. And so there were elements where the studio said, let's cut the dog out. Let's just focus on it as an assassin coming out of retirement, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Without the dog connection and without that underlying soul and the heartbeat of that character, and also the levity it brings the character and the levity it brings the humor, it was key. At certain points, Chad and Dave, they fought for it, they got it, and they were right. They continued to fight for the way they see certain stories playing out elsewhere. They've done quite well with that. They're talented cats, man.
I totally agree. I would have lost interest a lot faster. I'm not a big action movie person, and the dog dying made it so much more important to continue watching and supporting John Wick as an assassin. It's
weird to be on here like saying like, we're glad the dog died in this movie, but
right.
I mean, and I don't love dogs dying in a lot of movies. I mean,
I can't handle it. There. Yeah, I can't handle
sort of
it
one
most
of the
of the time.
Rules.
Yeah.
But in the way that they handle it and the way that Keanu plays John, Mr. Wick, as the way that the only time he shows emotion really in the whole franchise, unless that's not in the emotion in the heat of battle. What we really, the only time we see John Wick at home is the first movie and what happens with that dog, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's so important. And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't he get another dog at the end of the first movie? Am I wrong?
You know, I think so. Yes.
I think he does.
Yes.
I think he does.
Definitely
and
does.
That's so full circle.
They didn't kill that one. It's so full circle.
He just wanted his dog, you know, he just wanted, it's so sweet. It's like in Con Air when Nicolas Cage can handle so much, but then when another con picks the bunny up out of his box of things on the plane. That's his last straw.
I like it.
I mean, yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Hey, what happened?
That's perfect. It's time for more news. Are you ready?
Let's move on.
John Wick, thanks for those 2 news stories. That was your news update in the John Wick arena. But we've got other stories. We're going to take it a little dark here and address something that's not that cool, but we're glad the lawsuit is happening. California authorities bring suit against Criminal Minds team for unchecked sexual harassment. That's the whole team.
Oof, you hate to hear it.
Yeah, especially like on such a long-running show. That
like 15 seasons or something. Yeah.
It's really disappointing, especially after everything in the Me Too movement, that this is still going on in Hollywood. And it just shows you that it's something we can't stop paying attention to. And I'm happy that they're coming out about it and forward about what's going on here.
For sure. And you could even say that this probably happened pre-Me Too. And because of the Me Too movement, they've been able to come out about everything that happened.
Yeah, let's see. It had its final episode on Friday.
Oof.
The Hollywood Reporter wrote, which had its final episode. Oh, no, sorry. In February. I'm sorry. I can't read because I lowered the brightness on my screen because it made me look really pale. Okay. Paler. The final episode in February. So, yeah, now they're like, yo, there was sexual touching by this guy named Gregory St. John who acted as a director of photography on the show.
Oh, oof. You hate that. I feel like that is so rampant. Yeah, absolutely. And there's people that are on set like, I will do anything for you because you have my job in your hands.
Variety did a story about some of these allegations a long time ago in October 2018. Is this an old story?
I think the story just came out. The story just came out, but I think that it's because California just put the charges against them.
I see. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, I think that this happened pre-Me Too. The abuse happened pre-Me Too. And I mean, in our world, it is so rampant. Like often I'll be watching stuff from the 90s or the early 2000s. And man, this kind of stuff just doesn't fly anymore.
I agree.
And it never should have.
Yep.
But yeah, me too.
Literally. Here we go. Let's move on to the next story.
Let's do it.
I think that's worth reading about and worth sharing. All right. Josh Gad's Reunited.
Yes.
Reunited Apart is a new show that he's doing on YouTube. Brings the Lord of the Rings cast together. So he's basically, it looks like he's picking up on this whole good news kind of thing, that this whole trend now where celebrities have a YouTube channel.
Well, I think that Andrew, you did something very similar by creating MovieBlab.
I'm not a celebrity, and MovieBlab is not about bringing celebrities together to.
You're bringing your friends together. You're bringing people together.
That is
that's what
nice
you're
plug,
doing,
though, and I appreciate that.
Well, I genuinely mean it. That's when I saw the Josh Gad video. I watched the little preview that they made. It's not coming out until I want to say Saturday or Sunday, the full video, but the little preview video, I mean, it was fun. It was like a bunch of high school friends reconnecting, which is what is happening in MovieBlab a lot too. It is.
There's cheesy.
This was a cheesy video. It was super cute.
Yeah.
But it was super cheesy.
I think that's coming back. I think feel good is what it's all about. Especially with the internet, people are trying to put a lot of positivity out there because what else can you do, right? And that's the way to go. And we want the same thing. And I thank you for pointing that out, Lucia. Let's get to the next story.
Sure.
I mean, is there any more information about that we should discuss?
It's
just a tease.
What are
they gonna do when they reunite?
I think they're just going to talk about their time, but it was actually kind of funny. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're actually always on Zoom." Josh Gad kept like asking each person as they came on, like, "Are you just with Elijah Wood all the time? Are you just with Orlando Bloom?" And they were
it looks like we have a call.
Yeah, it was cute. Let's take a call.
Let's take a call.
Call from
Matt Cragg.
To accept, press 1. To send
He's
a
mad about
voicemail,
this Lord of the
press 2.
Rings. I guess I'll accept it.
To accept,
This is Matt Craig from Texas. Matt from Texas, hello?
Yeah, this is Matt from Texas.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I got a little bit of a bone to pick with Miss Lucia Wilson over there.
Oh,
Tell
Lucia,
me
he's got
about
a
it.
bone to pick.
Okay, let's talk.
You know, she's saying that everybody wants happy, positive news all the time. I'm of the opposite opinion. I think we should talk about how terrible the world is and how everything's falling apart. And, you know, I don't want to see these feel-good stories about celebrities reconnecting over Zoom calls with Josh Gad.
I agree.
Okay, I said they're reconnecting. Andrew is the one who said that this is all the news that we need right now. I totally disagree. Go look at my Instagram story right now if you want to know.
Are you trying to go? Are you trying to go?
Listen, I'm getting hypey. I only want to see bad news. No good news, only bad news.
Go
Well,
look at my
that is-
Instagram story right now. There's bad news.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
We
Sorry,
love.
I might have come in a little too hot, but I just,
Well, you know, we just delivered.
I understand.
We just delivered some kind of bad news about the sexual allegations of misconduct on Criminal Minds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. See, I just tuned in. You know, that's the kind of bad
Sure.
news I want to hear.
Sure.
You guys are reporting the bad news.
It's okay. Do you have any thoughts while you're on here, Matt from Texas? We have a new breaking news story. Would you like to hear about it?
Yes. Well, give it to me.
Henry Cavill reportedly gearing up to return as Superman. How do you feel about that with this DC extended universe?
Are they going to make him shave his mustache?
It looks like from the photo that they are, sir.
Well, I think that photo is actually an airbrushed mustache out, Andrew. I don't know.
They
if
airbrushed
you-
the mustache out?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money editing out his mustache for Justice League, or maybe it was Batman versus Superman.
Oh.
Because he would not shave it for the Mission Impossible movies.
Wow.
So it was.
He would not, yeah.
They spent a couple $1 million digitally editing out Henry Cavill's mustache.
So you think they're going to do that again?
No, the movie's over.
I want them to spend more money to put a mustache on him, to digitally insert a mustache.
Yes,
on Superman.
Interesting.
I like the
Yes.
mustachioed Superman. I like that. That's.
I mean, he's a few years maybe away from being the hero. Maybe he's back on the farm. I think it's fitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mustachioed Superman. That's what I want to see.
Amazing.
Is this for the Snyder Cut?
Sorry?
Is this for the Snyder Cut? Is that why he's coming back as Superman?
It says that. Let's see here.
So with
He's in
HBO
talks with Warner
Max-
Brothers to play Superman again, although it wouldn't be in Man of Steel 2. Instead, the article simply says that the actor could come back in a couple of different ways.
There are a few different ways they're talking about it. He's going to be like a Hulk-like figure. I didn't actually read that article, but that was one of the headlines. But he is going to be, I think, with HBO Max coming out and a lot of DC properties transitioning over there. I think that breathed new life into the DC cinematic universe that they were trying to do that really kind of failed, even though the Wonder Woman movies brought in some money and Aquaman 2.
Most of those movies sucked, so
They
we'll
did.
see.
They sucked. I totally agree. And the Flash man, he is actually chokes women. So I hope he isn't invited back. But the Flash actor. But I will say that I do think that they have a chance. I think that Ben Affleck, I actually voted for him as my favorite Batman. When you guys did the Batman Awards.
Oh, yes, that was an amazing time that we had doing the Batman Awards with Matt Cragg, a regular on the show. Not to be confused with Matt from Texas, of course.
No, totally different person.
Well, guys, Matt, I want to thank you so much for calling in. Is there anything else you wanted to say? You're welcome to.
No. I'm just looking forward to hearing what other bad news y'all have about the movie industry, and I'll hang up and listen now. Thank you so much.
Okay, feel free to call back at any point in the show if you get as angry again.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Matt from Texas. Everybody, wow, great job, great job.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Great to have a caller, guys. We love when people call in. If you guys want to call in, it's the number's right here on your screen. That's right, guys. We are now accepting callers, and the number is 908-679-9940. We want to hear what you think of some of these top stories, and we want you to weigh in. Hopefully, we'll get y'all riled up with our hot takes. Right, Luce?
Absolutely. 100%.
One hundo. I think that it is probably time for one more story, and then we're going to take a quick break. I think we have a corner coming up as well. No, let's I think that was yes, of course. I want to get to this.
I'm really excited about this one too.
Yes, let's dive into this, Luce. Why don't you take this headline? Here's some news music.
Okay, so the headline, this is a Star Wars story. The Last Jedi romance novel fan cover sees Ben Solo woo Rey.
Ooh, look at this cover. It is so provocative. It's
too hot to handle. There's a bigger one with the full image further down on the screen. But when I first saw this, I was like, all right, where is this fan fiction? I'm ready to read it. Is it a lemon?
My God.
You know, I don't know about you guys, but Quizilla back in the day definitely had a lot of fan fiction. I think if it was still running right now, there would be a lot of Ben and Rey fanfic. And yeah, who doesn't ship Ben and Rey? We talked about this on the Star Wars episode. No, it is. We have a comment from Matt from Texas. He says Star Wars fans are too horny.
I would totally agree with that. I wish he would call back in and just stay on the line. I completely. This says, when a woman searches for belonging, she finds it in the most unexpected place.
I mean, we've got the dark side, we've got the light side, we've got Ben, we've got Rey. I honestly, when I saw that this was just art, I was disappointed. It's great art. It's a great idea. Love the artist, but someone needs to write this fan fiction.
It says he made it in Procreate. His name is at Gutless Wonder. Gutless Wonder. Good job, Gutless. That was a sick ass fucking thing you made.
Really good idea. Really good idea.
In Procreate. Just made that with his iPad.
We've got a lot of comments coming in, actually. This is
let's hear what people are saying.
We've got the intern saying, oh God. So it seems like he really likes it.
Yeah.
And we've got Sherrod called it 50 Shades of the Force. So I love that, Sherrod. I think there's a market.
Yes.
I know that there are Star Wars novels out there. I see them all the time at Half Price Books. And I think that there's a market for romance Star Wars crossover novels. And
I'm sure it exists. Yeah. I'm sure there's a ton of all kinds of sexual material related to Star Wars out there. Don't you think?
Well, I mean,
but
I don't want to know about the incest
one.
stuff.
They should make it
exactly. It needs to be the official Star Wars with the branding, and we can have the real actors come and pose for stuff, whatever. Let's take it slow, but I love this art. I think this was some great fan art.
They seem to agree with you out there.
I love it. I mean, they do.
Well, should we take a quick break and be back with a little intern corner? Unless anyone wants to call in. If I don't hear the phone ringing, then let's take a little break and we'll come right back. And we're going to talk about some fun stuff, guys. We're going to be talking about what we've been looking at in terms of our watchings, right?
Oh, I can't wait. I've got a whole list to talk about. So movies, TV shows, anything you guys want to watch, let's talk about it.
That's recently watched, and we want to hear from you what you watched. It's called What We Watched. It's a brand new segment on the show. So this is a great time to call in, leave a voicemail. We'll call you back in the second half of the show, and you can let us know what you've been watching and give us a great recommendation. We'd love to hear about that. We're also going to go through, Lucia, which I'm excited to do, all the movies that are going to be added to some of your favorite platforms next month.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that'll be a cool thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Movies and shows coming out next month, things to look forward to. So I'm excited for the second half of the show. Lucia, are you on board?
I'm on board.
All right, we're going to the break, and we'll be right back, guys, with more Movie Blab.
Hello, my name is Katie. I'm calling Movie Blab. I have a comment to make. I think that Paddington Bear should be in way more episodes, if not every single one. That's all. Good night.
Oh no, it's Paddington!
Paddington!
Oh, hey Paddington! How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well because I just had a delicious marmalade sandwich.
Whoa, that's great, Paddington, so you're nice and full, huh?
Oh yes. Would you like a bite?
I don't know. I don't know if I can eat in the virtual studio right now. I'm trying to do a show, man. But
Yes,
I can't
sometimes
believe you
forget.
decided to grace us with your presence. This is insane.
Wow.
I mean-
It's really an honor.
Oh, that's very sweet of you to say, Carly.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's Paddington.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
I
Al,
learned from the best.
it's Paddington.
Paddington.
Yes.
Oh, have you been being kind and polite, Carly?
It's always right.
Oh,
I
yes.
bet you're hungry. You want some marmalade?
What'd you say, Al?
What, Al?
I bet you're hungry. Do you want some marmalade?
Oh, haven't heard that one in a while. Please, come on. That's like the first thing everyone says to me.
Paddington,
Wow. Al, come on. You're going to embarrass us.
Paddington, I've wanted to ask you this for a really long time, but is Hugh Bonneville nice in person?
Oh, yes. Oh, what a nice question. Hugh Bonneville, who of course plays my father in that movie, is very nice. He mostly keeps to himself, but he's been very nice, and I have no complaints.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really? That's really interesting, Paddington.
Thank you, yes. Well, I must be going to leave.
Fabulous news. 500 likes.
500 likes. Wow, big deal.
500 today, 516 tomorrow. Congrats.
With 500 whole likes, no one can stop us.
500 likes, 500 likies.
No one can stop us. 500? 500. Keep it up.
Movie Blab, yo, got 500 likies, and Movie Blab will get
Many likes more.
I remember when it just was like 50 fans, and we never thought it would get there, but we did know that it would get there. And now you're at 500.
So this is Johnny, and my favorite baseball movie is Major League. My favorite basketball movie is, I don't know, Hoosiers.
500! 500! 500! 500 likes! 500!
And it's only a matter of time until the whole world is talking about Movie Blab.
I believe it. The comical show that talks 10,000 movies. It will be the stuff of legends, myths, and lore. 500!
I love talking about Nick Cage.
500!
I love talking about Jackie Chan.
500 likes!
I love talking about Alfred Hitchcock. Playing Jeopardy with my friends.
500!
Not one of those likes was from me. Not one. Not on Instagram. Not on Twitter. Not on Facebook. Not the hair on my chinny chin chin.
Wow, big deal.
At ya. We're coming at ya. We're coming at ya. We're coming back. We're coming back. We're coming back. It's time for what we watch. What we're watching, whatever it's called. I can't remember yet. It's a brand new segment. Very common type of segment. Just tuning in. We're doing some movie news, Blab, with the lovely Lucia. The lovely Lucia Baird. I'm Andrew Edison. And you are actually watching Movie Blab. Isn't that cool? All right, let's get to it. We're back. Lucia, how was your break?
Hello. Oh,
Was it
it was great. It was great.
so
Just a
was
couple
mine.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
just a few
course.
minutes, just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to it. It's time to play a brand new little segment that I like to call, what? What do I like to call it again?
Recently watched. What we
It's
watched.
very simple. It's what we watched, guys. What did we watch? Luce, why don't you start us off with what you watched?
Well, I've been watching a lot of different things. Every night we watch a different movie. So I would say I've been watching a lot of, Lovecraftian movies lately. So like underwater, scary, Cthulhu type movies.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's been fun. So I can tell you like which my favorites are and which ones aren't.
Yeah, what are your recs there?
So Dagon would be probably my favorite one that we watched. It's more of an independent film. It's a Spanish film, but it is the main character speaks English, so you don't have to worry about that too much. But there's Dagon and another movie that was more Hollywood. Were based on the same short story by H.P. Lovecraft, and I felt like Dagon handled it a lot better than this other one that I watched that I think it might be just called Cthulhu. But yeah, it was good. It's fun.
Okay, cool. What
Yeah,
else?
some fun movies.
I'll talk to you about. I can talk about something I've watched, and then you can talk.
Yeah,
about
tell us about something you watched. Yeah.
Well, I just actually finished crushing the Epstein documentary series on.
I need to watch that.
Yes, on Netflix, and it's pretty insane and really well done. And I was really impressed by how it was handled in terms of honoring the victims and giving them an opportunity to tell their story over like giving you too much like thrills and crazy rich guy stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Which is like a very popular thing. Like people love shit like, how rich is this celebrity? Plus like the monster story of it all. There's a lot there that could be exploited, but they did a great job of not. Which
That's
I thought
awesome.
was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate when they focus on like when there's serial killers, they focus on how attractive he was, and it's like we don't want to talk about that. That's not that's not what's important right now.
Yes, exactly.
So that sounds fun. I need to watch that.
It's riveting, and once just know you'll have to clear 4 hours if you're as big of a crime doc person as I am.
Yeah,
and it's a huge issue. And one of the I think he might be the most insane of all of them, which is
wow,
a lot to say.
There's plenty of competitors.
The guy has a whole island and a pyramid scheme for how he gets other people and trafficking women. I mean, it's literally mind blowing what he did and how much effort he put into doing the wrong thing all the time.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy.
I mean, it was probably a full-time job. I mean, he was a full-time criminal in all kinds of ways, and it had all this creepy charisma. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know enough about it. I mean, I'd read a little bit about it when it was happening and everything, and then it kind of all went away after his suicide. And this movie kind of fills a gap there and kind of gives the victims a chance to speak and show how it affected their lives and show how he did it so that people can see signs of the kinds of people like this, of wealthy, evil men taking advantage of other people.
Very
using
typical
money,
story. Yeah.
Using money. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So there's a lot to learn from it and a lot to think about. So that's probably my what we watched.
Okay.
I gotta change the name. If anyone has any name suggestions, please call in.
What we're watching, because if you say that, then you can be in the
everyone
middle
has
of
that.
something.
I'm trying to make something a little different,
Okay, I got you. Can I talk about what else I'm watching?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I love binging good TV shows.
Yeah.
And The Great is a show that is on Hulu right now.
What is The Great about?
It is
What's
about
so great about The Great, Luce?
Right. It's about Catherine the Great from Russia. I think her name's Catherine the Great. I think so.
Oh, so it's a period piece?
It is. It is a period piece. The only time they have modern music is in the end credits of each episode, which I appreciate because I did not like the Marie Antoinette movie that they made a few years ago with only modern music. But it's really fun. It's based on a play, so it's very theatrical, and there's a lot of sex, and there's a lot of fun, and it's a really fun show. Yeah, my husband and I both really appreciated it. His parents appreciated it. We had a lot of fun watching it, but we had to watch one episode a night instead of binging it all because it was a lot.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
That like I said, there's a difference in those kinds of things, right? There's a show that you're gonna watch one of every night kind of thing now, and then there's the shows that you're gonna have to just watch them all at once. And I feel like
for sure
two different types, and they do two different kinds of engagement for Netflix and all these different platforms. It's the year of subscription fatigue. I've been saying it for the past 2 months since the Blab began. That's right. It's the 2-month anniversary of the Blab, everyone.
Oh, happy Blab Day.
Wow.
I love that.
Right? You think we've been on for years.
Please
stop.
It feels like it.
Movies, please. Thank you. back it up a little bit. Back it up just a little bit. Oh, it's fading out the green screen.
I know.
Oh, there we go.
It's huge.
I know. We got it. Yay.
Way to go. High five.
That was the least weird thing that people have done with that effect.
Amazing.
That's awesome. I want to check that out. It sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, it's fun. It's got Elle Fanning, actually, the younger
good.
Fanning daughter.
Yeah,
she's great.
A lot of great stuff. She does a lot of cool.
Yeah, she was really good.
Too.
And Nicholas Hoult is in it too, who you might know as Beast from X-Men, the new ones.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was great. He was in Skins, which you might not know. It's for those Degrassi fans out there, they probably have seen Skins as well.
Good drop there. A little reminder that we're going to talk about Degrassi.
Talk about Degrassi. We can always talk about Degrassi. And I just saw today, actually, that Uncut Gems is on
I know.
Netflix.
I can't wait. I haven't seen it. I'm so embarrassed. I have to see it now.
I paid for it. Yeah, I paid to
You
watch
paid
it
for
just
it?
a few weeks ago. And it was worth it. It was fun. It was
I can't wait.
Good
I
movie.
love their first movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Brothers.
I liked it a lot. And I don't know, this one you might judge me for. This is the last one I have.
Okay.
It's called The Wrong Missy.
Oh, wait, it's my turn.
Oh, it's your turn. You go.
So I recently watched The Nutty Professor, not the one with Eddie Murphy.
The
one
classic
with
one.
Jerry Lewis, the classic one from the 60s.
Interesting. How was it?
It was fantastic. It was so
I
funny
believe it.
and so crazy and really early troll, you know?
Yeah.
In terms of its and Jerry Lewis directed the movie, starred in the
So
movie,
fun.
wrote the movie, all that stuff, and he is a one-man band. He's so good in it. It also gave me flashbacks to The Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy.
Sure.
But all the flashbacks were like, wow, this pales in comparison, because in Eddie Murphy's, it's all relying on the makeup and stuff, and it's all about being overweight or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But with
Absolutely.
Shit, I just forgot his name. Lewis. What's his name?
Jerry Lewis? Is that what you
Jerry
said?
Lewis, sorry. I don't know why I forgot his name. I get him. I say sometimes I'm like Jerry Lee Lewis. Anyway, with Jerry Lewis, he's doing it all with his performance, right?
That's amazing.
It's all the clowning isn't coming from crazy makeup or making fun of fat people. It's from like actually being hilarious, and he plays an intelligent guy with bad social skills, who then turns him Jekyll and Hyde himself into a cool guy and a good-looking guy. And the way you can't even believe it's the same person playing these two people, and it has nothing to do with special effects or makeup, and has everything to do with how he's playing the role and how it's written. Because it's about kind of transforming yourself, and it's just insane. It's insanely hilarious all the way through. I think it really stands up, and so I'm gonna start making my way through more Jerry Lewis movies, because I bought a bunch on iTunes for really cheap, and
That's very cool.
Yeah, they're fun for Corona. They keep it upbeat. They're good news. Matt from Texas.
Yes, Matt from Texas actually is requesting that you add him.
Oh, he wants to be in the show?
I believe so.
Okay, fantastic.
Do you want me to talk about my next movie while you do this?
Yes, only it won't be that easy. So why don't we come right back?
Let's come right back
with him. How does that sound?
Okay, perfect.
Or actually, let's give. Let's do that. Sorry, we're gonna do a quick little thingy here. Maybe we should do intern corner.
That's a good idea.
Call in, yeah. Why don't you handle intern corner while I get Crag in?
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so you're gonna talk to him.
Will do. Yeah, we're Facebook friends now. I love it.
It's time for intern corner with Alex Kahn. That's right, guys. It's the fun time when we hear from our intern, Alex Kahn. Give him a rainy day thing, and he's going to tell us what he thinks about whatever's on his mind. Hopefully it's kind of related to the topic, but, it isn't always. But let me see if I can... There we go. There we go.
Your
only gets
call
this
has
corner
been
if he picks
forwarded
up
to
the
an
phone.
automated voice
His phone's
messaging
dead.
system.
Hilarious. Okay, well, that was Intern Corner, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to be right back with more Blab. Oh, he's calling back. There we go. Somehow he's calling back. How it always happens. It drives me crazy.
Call from.
Alex Kahn.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. Oops, your caller just hung up. Goodbye.
Oops, he's the worst with the calls. Just killing the whole show. Just killing the whole show.
Yeah.
It's okay, though. I don't know what he's doing, but it's, you know.
Hello.
What else did you watch? Okay, there he is. God damn it. Okay, Alex, what do you got for us?
Hello. So I'm going to go on a nice rant. A nice Alex Kahn rant today.
Uh-huh.
Which is,
Go for
I
it.
have a problem with a certain type of comic book movie fan. And to start this off, I am not really a big fan of comic book movies, but there are these people on Twitter that make me so fucking mad because they're like, I think Avengers Endgame should win Best Picture, but they haven't seen Parasite, they hadn't seen Marriage Story, they hadn't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The only fucking movie they've seen is Avengers Endgame. And then they criticize Francis Ford Coppola or Martin Scorsese, whose movies I bet they haven't seen. I don't think they've seen Taxi Driver. I don't think they've seen Raging Bull. And like one of them even said, I read the Twitter page, he said like, I don't like Scorsese because I don't like what he said about my movie because I have an IQ of 5 and I have the brain cells of a 10-year-old kid even though I'm 28. It's fucking stupid. It's so stupid. These guys are so stupid. They're stupid. They act like they're 10. But like, and they want us to take them seriously, but they act like they're 10. That's my problem. I'm so fucking over it.
Lucia?
I can get behind that problem. Yeah, I think that's a fair problem. If you're going to claim something should be best movie, you need to see them all. I love comic book. Yeah, you have to.
And they haven't seen Parasite, and they admit they haven't seen any of these movies. And like, I criticize the Oscars a lot. The last Oscars, like the only time, like my favorite movie of the year corresponded with the Best Picture was 2015 when Spotlight won Best Picture. I love Spotlight. Parasite was very close to my number one. My number one was The Lighthouse last year.
Yeah.
But you can't. But I saw all those movies. I've seen the only movie I didn't see last year that was in the Best Picture nomination, which I haven't seen, Little Women. That was the only movie I hadn't seen. But I had seen all of
Why
the
didn't you see that one if you've seen them all?
I haven't seen Little Women. That's the only one I haven't seen.
Why?
It's because he hates women.
Andrew, I don't know what. I'll probably watch it tonight. But I'm just saying that, like, I haven't seen that one. But I've seen more of the Best Picture winners than these fucking basement dwellers. Like, I haven't fucking seen any of they haven't seen any of these fucking movies. Like, and they criticize people like Francis Ford Coppola and Martin Scorsese. And I posted something on Facebook today, and they're like, oh, Avengers Endgame is a subversive masterpiece because they put shit in front of the camera. That's how fucking stupid these comic book fans. And I'm not saying this is all comic book fans. It's a specific toxic type of comic book fan who are 28, like they're in their late 20s, and then they.
You have a problem with people in their late 20s?
Yeah, called out.
No, I'm talking about these specific fucking people.
Can you clean up your language a little bit?
Oh.
Okay, cool.
He's a little hot under the collar.
Listen, I agree.
Okay.
My husband's a big comic book fan, but he will not say something like that unless he had seen the rest of the movies. I think that that's a completely fair argument to make.
And I'm not a comic book fan, but I respect people who are. But I just and I even respect people who don't see all the Best Picture nominees and just see comic book movies. But don't say that your movie should be nominated or win if you haven't seen most or all of the movies. That's my point. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, if you haven't seen those movies, why should I take your opinion seriously?
All right, that was Intern Corner with Alex Kahn. Thanks so much, Alex. It's been great. Good job.
Someone needs to stand up for Martin Scorsese, and I'm glad that Alex Kahn is here to do it, you know?
Me too. He doesn't even like to say goodbye, I guess. Well, that was a good one. It really helped me. Oh, I fixed this, though. It really helped me get everyone, add a new member to the second part of the show. Matt Craig, how are you?
It's good to be here. Sorry to make this more complicated than I thought it would be.
No, it was totally worth it. It wasn't complicated.
Well, I was like messaging you in Skype, and then it turns out now we're on Zoom.
Well, yes, I changed to Zoom because I think it's easier and works better.
Great.
It worked for me better.
How did it sound?
Skype wasn't working for me.
Great. It's good to be here. It sounded great when I was listening to the show. It sounded great.
Yeah, I like Zoom now. I'm into Zoom again. I started on Zoom. I left Zoom, but that's because I thought I had to, and then I looked it up, and I don't have to, and so now we're here in sync on Zoom.
We're back.
But what do you mean, Zoom? We're here in the studio, Movie News Studio.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Everyone in Movie Blab quarantines together here at the Movie Blab studios.
Of course.
Every day.
We actually all stay in different rooms and FaceTime in.
Bunk beds.
Well, that was a great corner. Congrats, Alex Kahn, on all the things that you said while I was adding Matt Craig.
Great stuff. Yes.
Well, Matt, we've been doing a little thing called What We Watched. Would you like to participate in what we watched?
Yeah, I also watched the entire Epstein documentary last night.
Oh, right. That's what got you going, huh?
That's what got me going.
I see.
I was
That's
like,
what you're here to talk about.
I was going to call in, and then I was like, no, I need to add me to the studio for this one.
Well, I'm glad you decided to, because tonight is the night. It is movie news, and it just came out, so.
Yeah, it is.
Well, what's your hot take on I talked a little bit about the new Epstein documentary on Netflix about Jeffrey Epstein, the evil man that is Jeffrey Epstein.
I agreed with you with what you said about they did a great job of letting the victims tell their stories, giving a lot of time and attention to all the individual victims who are willing to come out and willing to talk, and really, like, that way you can really see, like, the human cost of his horrible actions, right?
Yes.
But there, I thought that there was some other parts of the story. I know that you said that you were familiar with Epstein, but you didn't read a whole lot about him. When all this Epstein stuff first started coming out, I went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, you did.
And I read everything I could read about him. I listened to podcasts, all the podcasts I could find about him. And I wanted to know everything, and I wanted to know who he was connected with, and I wanted to know his history. And I thought that was some of the stuff that I thought they could have gone deeper into in the documentary. They sort of glossed over some of his political connections with Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, but there's more there. Also, too, about how he got his start at the Dalton School. There's some questions about whether or not he has some connections to the international intelligence apparatus, whether it's CIA or Mossad. They're kind of talking about. They mentioned the fake passports at the end, but there's a lot of questions, and this maybe they didn't put them in because maybe it's a little too tinfoil hat. But I thought they could have at least briefly touched on, his history, his possible connections to CIA or Mossad. I wish they had talked.
Aren't those things conspiracies? And sort of kind of to fuse that with the victim stories would be kind of wrong in a sense.
No, I mean, some of the stuff is like some of the stuff is like conspiracy, but not really. Like, there's some like real facts here. Like Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell, they briefly talked about him and said, he was a British publishing magnate and he was just kind of disgraced. Well, actually, it was found out the reason why he was like disgraced because it was found out that he was an Israeli super spy and was actually thrown off. He died was either thrown off or fell off the back of his yacht, which was then bought by Donald Trump, which is called the Ghislaine. So there's that's all facts, right? And so like there's weird connections like that they are facts. And when it gets to be conspiracy is when people start taking those facts and taking them a step further.
Do you think maybe they were worried that if they got into all of that it would keep the widest audience from reaching? If they started bashing Trump with it, like, do you think it would have kept? I mean, their message may have been more important than pandering to some of the.
Yeah.
But speaking of pandering, Investigative Discovery is coming out with a series, I think in like a week, about all the suicide stuff and all the conspiracies.
Okay,
so there
that's great.
There
I'll
is
definitely
less classy networks putting out great content about all that stuff, which I think is fine to be obsessed with as long as it's separated. And I think they that's why you're not seeing that. Maybe I don't know.
And I kind of thought thought they would gloss over the Bill Clinton connection.
No,
they didn't really.
They
did shed light on it. There's more to it than that. Such as the painting of Bill Clinton in Monica Lewinsky's dress, which was found in Epstein's New York home. There's other connections too, but just because I thought, because it was written by James Patterson, the documentary, he was interviewed. He's produced
based on a book that he wrote.
Because he also James Patterson also wrote a book with Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
They wrote a book together. So when I saw James Patterson's name attached to the Epstein documentary, I was worried that they were going to kind of gloss over the Clinton stuff or push it under the rug. And they didn't. They could have gone deeper into it, but they did a good job of...
go ahead.
They did a good job of at least being like, yeah, he was on the flight logs. He was on the island. Overall, I thought it was great. I did enjoy it. It's definitely for people who haven't learned a lot about Jeffrey Epstein and sort of the company he kept and the horrible things he did. I highly recommend this documentary. This is just me as a total crank looking further into it and just wanting more. I wish it was 8 episodes or 10 episodes and they included all the crazy things about it. The other thing I watched recently that I wanted to briefly talk about, and I'm sure we'll talk about it when we do our movie lawyer for Winona Ryder
next week,
was I do just want to talk about it briefly without giving too much away, but I watched Reality Bites the other night.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Reality Bites?
No, not yet. I can't wait to watch it.
It's the first movie directed by Ben Stiller. It stars him and Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke and Janine
How
Garofalo.
have you not seen this, Lush?
I don't know.
I can see it on your face.
The whole thing takes place in Houston. It's about college graduates in their early 20s, trying to navigate the real world after college and there's a love triangle between Winona and Ethan Hawke and Ben Stiller. Lucia, you would love this movie. It's great.
I need to watch it. Yeah, it's on my list already. I'm gonna write it down.
It was really enjoyable. It still has a lot to offer. Came out in the 90s, but it is funny to see Gen Xers talking about how hard it is to be in your 20s in the 90s. Well, I think it's much harder now these days, just based on the economy. But they still went through a lot of the same. I mean, still some of the same struggles of self-identity and stuff like that. But it was a good movie. I recommend it to anyone out there looking for kind of an old rom-com.
I love it. It's on my list.
Sorry, I'm still showing Epstein.
Thank you for the
rec.
Oof.
I didn't mean to do that. I want to see that really badly. Is there anything else that you guys have been watching? I have one more thing to talk about as soon as I get this figured out.
I watched a new Happy Madison movie came out a few weeks ago on Netflix starring David Spade, and it's called The Wrong Missy, and you guys might hate it, but I loved it.
What is this?
David Spade has a big Netflix deal, doesn't he? I feel like
Yeah.
he does a lot of movies with Netflix.
Oh, it looks wild.
It's so fun. It really is so much more fun than you like think it's gonna be. And the actress in it, I can't remember her name, but she's
Kelsey
fantastic.
something. I feel like
Yes,
or
she's
maybe not.
fantastic. It was so funny. William loved it too, and it was really fun. It's nice to see them make a movie where the main like goofy person is a woman, because I think that's really rare.
Lauren Lapkus. She was also
Yeah.
she's been on so many things. She's one of those people that like you're
Oh,
finally
yeah.
gonna. And this seems like she plays an insane woman on this. Is it sort
She-
of like
but
Fatal
she-
Attraction or something?
No, it's
Like a comedy version of
it's-
Fatal Attraction?
Still no. It's so fun. I feel like David Spade, honestly, aside from Joe Dirt, I think he thrives more as kind of a second fiddle.
Yeah.
That's my hot take. And
Wow.
I think that it's really nice to have a woman who's hilarious in the lead. Yeah, there you go. A woman who's hilarious in the lead. And it was really funny. It was really good. A lot of actors you would recognize. It's pretty stupid, but sometimes you need to watch stupid stuff, you know?
Yes. I might check that out when I'm feeling dumb, which is a lot,
It was,
you know?
yeah, I loved it. I really did. And William loved it too. We paused it midway through and we had to finish it. We almost took a break, but we couldn't.
Did y'all, I'm sorry I missed the first part of the show. Did y'all talk about HBO Max debuting?
Yeah, we did. Is there anything you wanted to add about that?
I just wanted to say they have all the Studio Ghibli films on there. I don't know if y'all talked about that, but I'm definitely going to go back and watch some of those. Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I generally don't get into like anime TV series because I don't always have the attention span, but Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli have made some fantastic films they have really good English dubs too, if you don't want to watch them with subtitles. And I think that those are all available on HBO Max. And it's been notoriously, he has not like really allowed his movies to be on streaming services until now. And
That's
finally
very
caved.
exciting.
So there's a whole bunch, like Ponyo is on there. Is another one I love.
Yes.
But
what's the one where she's like a witch on the broomstick? Do you know that one? Is that Spirited Away?
No, that's
Spirited Away. There is a witch in Spirited Away. Yeah, that has.
But she's like a young, cute witch. Yeah, that might be.
But she's
what I'm
not.
thinking
Yeah,
of.
she's like an old scary woman with a giant nose.
Gosh, there's like a young, cute one. Abby Hickman would know.
There's also My Neighbor Totoro, which is one of his earlier works. That's really great. So I'm
fun.
definitely excited. I'm gonna go. Probably will go down a Miyazaki rabbit hole at some point. And,
Very fun.
Watch a bunch of those.
Speaking of rabbit holes, I think that's a great idea, and I'd love to partake in that, and we should cover some Miyazaki since everyone can watch it right now. And I'm going to. I think it's time to enter a new rabbit hole, and that rabbit hole is all the different things that are on HBO Max right now.
Let's talk about
that are coming out June 1st.
Yes.
Are you
wow,
ready?
that's soon.
Shall I run us through the list, and then we'll pick some to talk about because it's a long list.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see.
All right.
Go for it.
Oh, man. Here we go. June 1st on HBO Go. Fourth and Forever Muck City Season 1, Adventures in Babysitting 1987, Amelie, An American Werewolf in London, The American, Another Cinderella Story, Beautiful Girls, Black Beauty, Bridget Jones' Baby, The Bucket List, Cabaret, The Champ, Chicago, A Cinderella Story, Once Upon a Song, Clash of the Titans, Cradle 2, The Grave, Crash 2005, Director's Cut, HBO, Doubt, Dreaming of Joseph Lees, Drop Dead Gorgeous, Dune, Elf, Enter the Dragon, Far and Away, Final Destination 2, Final Destination 3, Final Destination, Firewall Flip, Forces of Nature, The Fountain, Frantic, From Dusk Till Dawn, Full Metal Jacket, Genta de Sona, The Good Son, The Goonies, Hana, Havana, He Got Game, Heaven Can Wait, Heidi, Hello Again, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, The Hunger, In Her Shoes, In Flint, The Iron Giant, It Takes Two, Juice, The Last Mimsy, License to Wed, Life Force, Lights Out, Like Water for Chocolate, Looney Tunes, The Losers, Love Jones, Lucy, Magic Mike 2, Macabre and Mrs. Miller, Misery, Mrs. Pettigrew, The Leaf Lives for a Day, A Monster Calls, Mr. Wonderful, Most Loved Dogs, My Dog Skip, Mystic River, The Never-Ending Story 2, The Next Chapter, The Never-Ending Story, The New York Minute, Nights of Rodance, No Reservations, Ordinary People, Our Man Flint, The Parallax View, Patch Adams, A Perfect World, Pedro Capo, and Electra Outro, Personal Best, Presumed Innocent Ray, Richie Rich, Rosewood, Rugrats Go Wild, Running on Empty, Secondhand Lion, She's the Man, Sherlock Holmes, A Game for Shadows, Space Cowboys, Speed Racer, Splendor in the Grass, The Stepfather, Summer Catch, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Test, Tim Burton's Corpse Bride, The Time Traveler's Wife, Titanic, TMNT, George Song Trilogy, Turbo, A Power Rangers Movie, Sweetie's High Flying Adventures, U571, U.S. Marshals, Unaccompanied Minors, Uncle Buck, Veronica Mars, Walking and Talking, We Are Marshall, Weird Science, When Harry Met Sally, Wild Wild West, Wonder, X-Men First Class, and You've Got Mail, and that's June 1st on HBO Max.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Too much to even talk about, I feel like.
I did it.
Yeah,
Everything.
They have a bunch of, those are all just like movie titles that they're adding too, but they have a bunch of TV shows that are getting added to HBO Max. Some new Looney Tunes cartoons.
Yeah, that's going to be a
the
second
Not
batch
Too
too.
Late Show with Elmo.
Oh, wow.
There's going to be Rick and Morty, Friends, The Big Bang Theory.
Oh my gosh.
New
I heard
Doctor
Veronica
Who.
Mars, which is my favorite show.
How are they
Might be
doing this? Every episode of South Park. I cannot wait to go through all of those.
Anthony
That'll be
Bourdain,
nice.
Parts of Known, The OC,
And there's no commercials,
Liars.
obviously. It's HBO, right? It's not TV,
Yeah.
it's HBO.
Yeah, it's their streaming service. So they launched the streaming service to compete. So, and the good thing about it is
Interesting.
if you already have HBO, it's probably you can get Max for no additional cost.
That's what I was
that's
thinking.
at least how it worked
Yeah.
for me with my HBO login. But
awesome.
otherwise, it's just like $15 a month, and they're gonna have a bunch of stuff.
Fantastic.
HBO Max is launching with 10,000 hours of movies and TV.
All right. I know what I'm doing for the next 10,000
So it's
hours.
already out. It's ready.
It
You can
came
get
out,
right.
yeah. It came out today or yesterday. One of the two. I think yesterday.
And so what's on here so there's some stuff on there right now, but then June 1st, all of this is dropping. Is that right?
I guess that they're adding more stuff on June 1st. Yeah.
We have a caller.
Ooh.
Let's see what people think.
Call from
Johnny!
It's Johnny,
press
guys.
1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Let's do that. Let's accept it.
To accept.
Mr. Johnny, how's it going, sir? Thanks for calling in. Johnny from Texas, guys.
Hey there!
How's it going, Johnny? What you up to?
Just watching you a little bit, and you were talking about the HBO, and two of my favorites showed up on that list: the In Like Flint and Our Man Flint. Great '60s, kind of James Bondish, but funnier. And
Are we on speaker? Are we on speaker, Johnny?
No.
Oh, okay. It sounds you have a little echo, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
That's all right. I just saw those, and I highly recommend them for a good laugh. And just wanted to give a shout out to those two movies.
So tell me a little bit more about them.
Well, you know, the whole James Bond. Well, James Coburn is like James Bond, but even more kind of, you know, everything is done with very, you know, tongue-in-cheek comedy, and, you know, he doesn't have one girl, he's got like 4 or 5, and, you know, some of the, you know, enemies, there's some UFO stuff in one of them that's kind of funny.
Ooh.
And it's just, you know, a couple of good movies if you want a good laugh.
Did you get a chance to hear us read that whole list?
Oh yeah, that was incredible. But
it's mind-blowing, right?
Definitely thinking about, you know, subscribing to the HBO Max.
Yeah, because you're someone who you don't partake in all the subscriptions, do you, Johnny?
I do not, but I'm heading that way.
They're getting you finally.
Going with the times,
Yeah.
I'm a Gen Xer, so we like get it done. Like, I had to get it a Gen X shout out because Craig was dissing us earlier.
Don't you use my Disney Plus, Johnny? Isn't that correct?
Yes. Mandalorian was great. Clone Wars was great. I've been rewatching some Marvel as well.
Yes. Share your subscriptions with friends. You heard it here.
I love that. Always.
Yeah.
It's the COVID.
It's the COVID way.
Yeah.
Because we ain't no COVIDiots. We're staying home, and we're talking movies, and we're watching movies, and we're making time go by, because it already does. Lucia, we got a yawn from you.
Yes. Yes.
I think we're towards the end of the show here.
Oh, man.
Unless you want to go for a little longer. I feel like we're...
I think so, too. Yeah.
We're done.
I just real quick wanted to... there's been.
I mean, Matt, I'll do another hour with you if you want.
No. I just have one thing real quick, and then I don't have anything else to say.
Great.
There's been a lot of confusion about the difference between HBO Go, HBO Now, and HBO Max.
Yeah.
And I have all the answers in case you want that cleared up.
We did go through that, but I'd like to hear your version because now we're on it. Go for it.
So HBO Go is if you have HBO a subscription through your cable provider.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how you can use your cable login to access all of the content that is on HBO on cable online. And then HBO Now is how you can sign up for HBO. If you don't have a cable provider, you can just sign up online and just pay for HBO. HBO Max is all the stuff that's included on HBO, plus this entire backlog of content that Warner Media has. And that is HBO's parent company. So it's all the stuff you would see on HBO, all the HBO's original content, plus whatever movies they're showing on HBO that month, plus all this additional stuff, being all these TV shows and movies. So that is that. And I was confused about that for a while, so I had to look it up myself, and now I understand. Thank you.
June 16th, guys. We've got hashtag George Washington, Age of Big Cats Season 1, Ancient Earth Season 1, Apocalypse World War I Season 1, Big World in a Small Garden, the Celts Blood, Iron, and Sacrifice Season 1, Cornfield Shipwreck, The Daunting Fortress of Richard the Lionheart, David Attenborough's Ant Mountain, gonna watch that one, David Attenborough's Light on Earth, gonna watch that one, Debugged, Digits Season 1, Dragons and Damsels, Ebony, The Last Years of the Atlantic Slave Trade, Expedition, Black Sea Rex, First Man, Going Nuts, Tales from the Squirrel World, gonna watch that one, Hack the Moon, Unsung Heroes of Apollo, The History of Food Season 1, Hurricane in the Anatomy Season 1, Into the Lost Crystal Caves, Jason Silva, Transhumanism, King, A Filmed Record, Montgomery to Memphis Part 1 and 2, gonna watch that Season 1, Knuckleball 2019, Leonardo, The Mystery of the Lost Portrait, Looney Tunes, Batch 2, Season 1, Man's First Friend, Penguin Central, I'm going to watch that one, Pompeii, Disaster Street, Popeye, Batch 2, Pyramids Builders, Realm of the Volga, Scared Spaces, Scandalous, The Untold Story of the National Enquirer, we're going to watch that one, Scanning the Pyramids, Science versus Terrorism, The Secret Lives of Big Cats, going to watch that one, Secret Life of Lakes, Secret Life Underground, Secrets of the Solar System, going to watch that one, Space Probe, Speed, Season 1, Speed Season 1? Speed Season 1?
Speed was a television show. It had one season after the movie.
Oh.
It was not very popular.
Spies of War, Tales of Nature, Tsunamis Facing a Global Threat, Versailles Rediscovered, The Sun King's Vanished Palace, Viking Women Season 1, Vitamania, Whale Wisdom, The Woodstock Bus. So that's a ton of movies, plus they're premiering other documentaries in between, but I think those are the two big blow-ups. The big blow-ups. What is already existing on there, Craig?
Friends.
That's
Big
it.
Bang Theory. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Rick and Morty, The
those are already
Boondocks,
on
The
there.
Bachelor, Sesame Street, The OC. Also movies like Crazy Rich Asians, A Star is Born, Aquaman, Joker.
So fun.
Casablanca, Wizard of Oz, The Matrix, The Goonies, When Harry Met Sally, The Lord of the Rings, Citizen Kane, Gremlins. I mean, it's
Keep going.
It's
It's an extensive list.
special. There's going to be many dates for HBO Max originals. They're going to have a Friends reunion.
wow.
There's going to be new Adventure Time specials.
They're going to save the quarantine.
Reboots of Gossip Girl and Grease. A Dune series spinoff from the big screen adaptation due out later this year. A new Green Lantern series and more remain uncertain. So,
wow, that's incredible, guys. I'm glad we really dived into this story because I think it is the biggest thing that's happening. So thank you, Matt Cragg, for bringing it up again. Gonna make a hot clip out of that one. Guys, it's been great. I want to thank Lucia Wilson, my co-anchor, and then our special correspondent, Matt Cragg, for joining us as well. Anything you guys want to plug? Lucia, go for it.
Well, drowning is the #1 cause of death in kids under 5, so make sure you have your kids enrolled in formal swim lessons. Emler Swim School if you're in Houston, Texas. Also, beautycounter.com/Lucia Baird.
Don't take your kids to swim lessons right now.
We're open. It's essential.
I know. It's essential. Love you, Luce. Thanks for coming on the show.
Of course.
And Matt Cragg.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Cragum. There I post all my Letterboxd reviews, my opinions on sports and left-wing politics, and just maybe sometimes little jokes. So give me a follow.
That's right, guys. And I'm going to plug Movie Blab. That's what you've been watching. It's really awesome, and we love you for watching it. You can call in and leave us a voicemail at 908-679-9940. We'll be back next week with plenty of dope shows. We had some great shows this week. That's the top 3 war movies and the Batman Awards. That was with Matt Cragg. Matt Cragg, we actually... we have some Batman news to respond to, some Batman thoughts, some voicemails, actually. I'm going to let this play us out. Guys, it's been great. This has been
Thanks
Movie
for having
Blab.
me.
Yes, thank you for coming. And
thanks for letting me crash.
Of course, I love it when people crash. Here's a little voicemail.
How are you gonna have the Lego Batman movie up for one of your awards and Will Arnett as Best Batman when all of the other options are live action? You're not even gonna throw Mark Hamill a bone for Best Joker. Hands down, he outdoes them all.
That's fair.
That's probably an oversight on our part, yeah. I haven't really watched the animated Batman movies that much, so maybe I need to get on that. And I know he's in some video games, too, as Joker. Who was that?
I want to know if the pasta on the red carpet that Katie McDowell was eating is gluten-free.
I don't believe it was gluten-free. I don't think Katie's a big gluten-free person. I think that was just regular old pasta.
There's way better one-liners. How are you going to choose the worst Mr. Freeze one-liner to choose? There's so many. Ice to meet you. That one's way better. Or how about what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Come on, get it right. Get some better options on there.
Mr. Freeze has a lot of great puns to choose from, but my personal favorite, I still maintain, and it's what won, is time for you to chill out.
Time for you to chill out, guys.
I voted for that one.
And it is time for you guys to chill out. Go back, watch some of our old shows. They were great this week, and we're going to be back with more. We love you. You love us. This has been Movie Blab. Thanks to my guests. Thanks to everyone for tuning in, and have a safe night.
Hey, everybody. I'm Andrew Edison, and you're tuned in
to Movie Blab.
The clock has started.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. It's been super fun as always. Make sure you subscribe to us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. We're all over the place. Twitch. You can find us. We love you, and we will see you next week for more Blab.
Spread